Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you guys, it looks like you're prepping for your freaking band photo. It's awesome.
It
Pretty
does,
much.
except I'm way too in the dark.
Yeah.
I'm like mysterious. I'm that mysterious guy.
You're on the
Mystery.
mystery.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're in the right genre of music to be the mysterious, have a mysterious guy in the background. So
Definitely.
It's that one guy.
Yeah.
That's me, and it should be the singer too, because
yeah, exactly.
light too much.
You
light.
should probably be here, but
No, it's perfect. All right, my levels are good, so everything is ready to roll.
all right, cool, man.
First off, thank you guys so much for joining me on the podcast. I really appreciate it,
Absolutely, man.
It's a pleasure.
dude. So I guess really first off is stellar music. I actually believe that I heard from your 2018 EP a few years ago. I actually heard one of the songs and I was a big fan of it. Disconnect, is that what it's called?
No.
That-
Disconnect is new.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a new one.
No. What one was it? Hold on, I'm looking it up because I in retrospect, that's what it is. Yeah, I was mixing them up.
wow.
Sleeper.
Yeah.
That song's
Yeah,
great. A lot of people have been coming
Dude,
up.
great
with it.
song,
They love that song.
dude. I love that song. Yeah,
that
so that
song
was
is
the first
not-
time.
Yeah, go
What
on.
was that?
I was gonna say that song's like not even one of our most played songs at all, but I'll have random people coming up to me like saying they love that song, like that's their favorite.
Dude,
song.
That's my favorite one off that EP.
Mine too, honestly, because I re-listened through the EP, right? So my goal is to always listen through, make sure I understand, hear the music, see the direction you're going, which is one of the most fun parts. Like obviously seeing your initial EP in 2018, then going to Lush, and then to like the acoustic stuff is really fun to kind of hear the journey, and then obviously the new stuff is insane, so good.
Thanks, dude.
And so yeah, like from that first EP though, I was like, I recognize this song, and now it's all come full circle for me, so I'm stoked.
Full circle.
So you just stumbled upon it?
Yeah, so I back in the day, like I always used there was this app that I used to use that would be like it was like a music discovery app. It'd say, hey, based on the bands that you like, you might like this band, and it would give you a
cool.
song to listen to from that band. And so I listened to that song and I was like, I do like this song. And then I must have gotten distracted and not listened to the rest of them. But I was like, hey, this is sick. Now I get to talk to you guys about it.
That's cool.
I don't know what app that is, but I'm glad we're on it, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it pulls from Spotify. It's called Discover without an E. So DISCOVR is what it's called.
Okay.
And it kind of does like it's almost like, those thought maps where you have like the center bubble and it kind of ties out to a bunch of different so basically what it'll do is it'll take your primary genre, say it's Taking Back Sunday, for example. It'll say, all right, on the harder side of Taking Back Sunday is this way, softer side of Taking Back Sunday is this way. And it
Oh,
kind
I
of
like
branches
that.
out
Cool.
to different bands.
I'm
I
gonna
haven't used it
download
in
that.
years.
Cool.
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't used it in years, but it was a free one that I downloaded. I was like, dude, this is sick.
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna download that because that sounds like right up my alley for finding new music.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about doing this podcast is discovering new music and obviously being able to talk to the masterminds behind it. So to start out, if you guys wouldn't mind, maybe just doing quick introductions. I'm stoked that we have all of you here. So maybe each of you one by one tell us who you are and elementary school style, something unique that people may not know about you.
So I'm Ben. I play lead guitar, and I have a mustache.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually gonna point that out as like a pretty stellar mustache with the old dad glasses. Love it.
Yeah, dude, I've been called Ned Flanders plenty of fucking times, and it's kind of
Hey, to be a character on The Simpsons, that's an honor, right? So
definitely.
My name is Justin. I also play guitar, and
What do you do for a living, boy?
I'm a finance manager at a car dealership,
Of
dude.
course he is.
oh, nice, man.
Yeah,
All right, you're gonna get me a new Bronco.
bro. I'm so no,
Oh, he's
no,
a Jeep.
force,
He'll
no
put you in
force.
a Jeep.
I'm in a Jeep. I'm a Jeep. Calm down. Take your Bronco and get out of here.
Dude, I'm obsessed with the new Bronco, bro.
No, they're sharp. They're cool. They're cool.
Oh, but I'm kind of like a wimp though. I don't really do the full the real reason you'd get a Bronco. I just think it looks awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's 90% of people, but like they're just like astronomically priced.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But I mean, I do live 2.5 hours away from Moab, so might as well get one and really
that's
just
sick.
So
That's super cool.
because I'm not good at geography.
Is that
Like,
west, sir?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm in Utah.
Oh, nice,
Oh, wow.
beautiful out there.
It is
I've been
beautiful out here. Yeah.
Bryce Canyon. That place is awesome.
Nice. It is, dude. Yeah. Did you go skiing out there then? Or
No,
snowboarding?
Actually, I went when I was in like 7th grade, just with my parents, because we went to
Oh.
Grand Canyon as well, and we hit Bryce.
Oh,
It's-
sick.
Yeah, it's beautiful over there.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I enjoy it a lot.
Well, me. I'm Vince. I play drums.
And is an alcoholic.
Alcoholism.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Shots fired.
we do like our White Claws at practice, but yeah, we just got off band practice. We're sitting in my basement
Not sponsored.
and Ben's basement and Mike's basement, and that's about it.
Not my basement though.
Definitely
Not
not
my
Dan's basement. And yeah,
All right, is it my turn? All right. Well,
Yeah, man.
My name is Dan, and my last name is John. So we have 2 first names, 3 first names if you're being technical. Daniel, Joseph, John. And yeah, I am a scientist.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I'm a actually quality assurance manager now at Bristol Myers Squibb.
but what do you do in the band?
But I'm the vocalist, obviously.
Sick, man.
Couldn't you tell that?
Love it. Obviously. Can't you hear from my sultry sounding voice?
No, I just wanted everyone to put the pieces together and kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell it in reverse.
Yeah, I like it, dude. I like it. Be cryptic. It's always good.
Thanks for that, man.
I'm Michael. I play bass in the band. And fun fact about me, I was kind of named after a famous pop singer,
Oh, which famous pop singer?
Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Nice.
what? Wait, I never knew
My
that.
middle
thing?
name was supposed to be Jack. They threw out that birth certificate,
Wow.
so they gave me.
Oh
his
my
middle name.
They
gosh.
should have kept.
Michael Joseph,
No.
and we also know like
Wow.
4 Michael
Hey.
Josephs.
I know, Mike. Yep.
Hey, dude. I mean, you got to keep that namesake, dude. That's great. You know, it's like, hey,
I
claim
wish
it
was
proudly.
like Michael Jackson.
It should have been.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Well, let's jump in and let's start with the newest stuff you guys have been dropping. Obviously the newest single was it's about a month old now. I'm assuming it's just doing stellar because it's so sick. Tell me how things have been how it's been received and how the morale and stuff is for you guys.
Yeah, so it's funny. So the 2 singles that were put out, not that we expected the world out of both of them, but the second one superseded the first one by far. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
shy of 10,000 plays in the month.
Sick.
It took us all by a big surprise of how well that one just kind of spread. It was kind of like wildfire at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. We hit some algorithm on Spotify that really took off. And I think it was kind of I mean, obviously we love the music we write, but we were expecting the first song back after the pandemic and everything to really take off. And not that it didn't, the numbers were good, but we put out the second song and it was like numbers just came out that we weren't expecting. So we're hoping to keep the ball rolling on the music that's coming out in a couple months.
Keeping the fact that we also we're realizing too, like little by little, the newer shit is better. I think we're all agreeing that it's better as it comes out. I
Yeah.
think it's just growth at that point. At first,
Yeah.
it's experimental, and then we grow as a unit. Especially notifying that we have a couple new members in the band. Things are coming out a little better, a little tighter, and yeah, I don't know. It's
A little more thought out.
a little more thought out for sure.
Shall we say?
And
Well,
we're having a positive feedback for sure.
I mean, like I said, well deserved. I actually Ever Onward is actually like just freaking I love there's just kind of like extras that you added into that one that I was a really big fan of. I mean, I can't really like pit them against each other because they're so different. That's the coolest thing though.
No,
Is
that's
they
what-
are very much the same band, but they are such different songs. And it makes me super stoked to see where the whole release goes because you've covered so much ground in 2 songs in 4 months. Like it's crazy.
It's funny.
Right.
It's funny to hear that and kind of cool to hear that
Mhm.
too. So Ever Onward, going back like 3 years ago, was just like a motif that I had written, and Ben came in and just completely 180 to the song. So that was more or less all of Ben's mind, and then Disconnects was all of my mind. So to hear an outside say that they're wildly different, but you can still hear the same band is super cool.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Super cool. to
No,
hear.
you're good. I just wanted to when you guys are talking, put a little focus on
Oh,
you.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
cool,
I was
cool.
like, oh,
Yeah.
do we?
Cool that you could draw similarities between the two, being that those are really the only 2 songs that got written almost separately, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about that because that's kind of cool. So obviously, I feel like with Ever Onward, it feels more pop centric. Not that it's a pop song in any way, but it is much more.
It is, yeah.
kind of
It's the more
approachable.
marketable. It's the more. That's why we thought that would actually be the one to take off because it is the more radio friendly, marketable.
Yeah, kind of approachable is the like.
That's what
But-
we wanted coming back too.
But the funny thing is, I think the reason why Disconnects and Dialects is popping off so much more is because that one feels more reminiscent of
Definitely.
the era of drive through records and just that
Yep.
vibe with a modern twist, which I really, really dig.
Yeah. Which is big right now. I mean, you got the When We Were
Absolutely.
Young Fest is coming back. Like
Yep,
people are
exactly.
in that mindset. So
Yeah.
maybe
Maybe
that's
that's-
correct. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of nostalgia right now. I can't think of the dude's name, but he does the Emo's Not Dead, and they're doing literally a cruise now, like an Emo's Not Dead cruise. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I saw
dude.
it. Yeah. Matt
Yeah.
Cutchell. Matt Cutchell.
yeah,
Well, the
dude,
fact
he's
I guess
freaking,
since the
freaking
fact
awesome.
that so we haven't announced this anywhere, but it's funny you said that. So the next song we're going to be putting out April
is
April
it
29th.
29th.
April
Yeah.
29th is actually called Nostalgia, and that's the whole
Oh, sick.
that's the
Yeah.
whole vibe around it. It's just like, the times that we grew up, late 90s, early 2000s, when we were, starting to think for ourselves. And, I think everybody's going to connect with it
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very-
dude.
very
Very
easily.
excited.
That's a
Nostalgia is the song title.
it's
essentially.
a
Yeah,
fun
it's a
song.
fun-
The more you listen to it, the more you like kind of start to think. The way the video is portrayed and like the things that are in it can kind of like pull on the heartstrings a little bit. Like I showed
Awesome.
a buddy of mine, and he's in his 40s, and he teared up a little bit. And he actually showed his therapist, and even his therapist teared. So like,
Really?
yeah, which was
Dude,
wild.
Dude, that's
to hear
awesome.
that. So, but it's still like a very happy sounding song. I don't want to portray it to be
Yeah,
like
no,
sad
it's
or
not.
whatever, but
No,
it's how you take it in because it's
Yeah.
gonna reflect
Yeah,
everybody.
that feeling of kind of belonging almost. Like I think that's what nostalgic does, obviously, right? Like
Yeah, for
the,
sure.
the feeling of nostalgia is like reliving that feeling of where everything kind of seemed right. And
Yeah,
Oh, we take it up.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's very much kind of the vibe of the song.
that's
Yeah.
so cool, man.
Oh,
I'm
We're-
so
we're
pumped for
really
that.
we worked
Yeah.
very hard on this third release at the
Yeah,
at the-
Oh,
That's-
definitely.
that's
That-
kind
that's
of-
our
That's the baby.
that
That's
is
our
the
baby.
baby.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think
Well,
people are-
honestly, how cool is that though that you guys have had such huge response with Disconnect, right? Like now you've got people anticipating. Like that's such a cool ramp up that I'm just like super pumped for you guys because like I'm just imagining 10K streams in a month for some people doesn't sound like crazy. That's insane. That's a lot. That is a
It
lot.
feels-
and it's
It
freaking
feels great
stellar.
for us, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's solid.
It's
Like
sick.
that is a lot, right? Like but it's just like the idea that now you have like this springboard to get to a song that people probably will relate to even more so than this one. That's so cool, man. I'm stoked.
That's what we're
And,
hoping.
That's what we're
what
hoping.
hoping.
Hello to everyone on Instagram too. I know a lot of people are waving
yeah.
and saying hello.
Yeah, we
so,
can't read it right now, but what's up, dudes?
yeah.
Dude, that's man, like I said, I'm I'm stoked for you guys. So quickly, tell me, like you said that the songs were written, the two that have come out so far.
Yeah.
They're written separately. Like, tell me how that process went, because obviously,
Separately in a sense, but not really. Me and Justin, we both coincide. Like, we had ideas, and it's kind of like he's got an idea, I'll adjust to it. I have an idea, he'll adjust to it, and then we kind of like just throw in ideas here and there. But essentially, it was a team effort at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it starts in it's a very like unorthodox way of writing, because you picture a band, and obviously, you know, from a surface site, you go to a concert or a local show, you see the band, you meet the guys, whatever it may be, and like to the average person, like that's it. Nobody sees what goes on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, normally you think of a band, they get together and practice and this and that, which is what we do. I'm not trying to downplay any of that, but three of us, Ben, Dan, well, four of us actually, Ben, Dan,
I would say
Vince,
all of
and
us,
myself.
all of us in general. Yeah, all of us in
I was
general.
going to say all have home studio setups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of our writing sessions are just bounced files by ourselves, and then, you know,
so
we'll get together with riffs, and that's how our songs kind of come to be. So
he'll have an idea. Like, essentially, we all. I mean, it starts off with, I guess, guitar. We have an idea, a general idea of where to go, and then we kind of bounce back and forth, and you know, we have opinions on top of that.
Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, what's weird is sometimes we'll have songs sit on a computer that don't get played with us as a group for like 2 years. So it'll be, you know, this idea that was written into the computer that we will mess around with digitally for a year, 2 years. And then we're finally like, that feels like us to some extent. And that's when we'll actually get in a room together and try to work it out. Sometimes that works out to not as much. It's a little harder to translate from what's on the computer to us playing it. But I feel like it's definitely different than, you know, everybody's watching this new Beatles documentary that's out, where they were sitting in a studio together, and I got it. They were sitting in a studio together and working out part by part all together. What?
I'll plug that in.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. You keep talking.
That's no, you're good. You're good.
They all sit together and work out a song part by part. We're just like, let's sit on a computer.
Here's a full 2.5 minute song. Let's see if it works.
Yeah. Let's see if it works to our ears before we get it under our fingers.
Well, I think that's very much more common now. Because you know, you watch that Beatles documentary, and it's it's such a different time. And they were, I mean, that's a different world too, right? Like that's
way different.
That's hundreds of thousands of dollars, basically, you know, studio time together. Like that is money that most artists don't have to collaborate in, particularly like Abbey Road. Like those are things that like are unrealistic for most people. Yeah. And so like what you guys do, it seems like it's much more common now, but also I feel like it allows for almost a more interesting dynamic, because you've been able to flesh out the idea on your own, and then you send it to other people who now have strong opinions, who also are invested in it, and they're going to then take almost a fully fleshed out idea and add to it, right? Is that kind of what you guys do?
Yeah, exactly. Either add to it or pick it apart. And I mean, so
and then shout out to Nick too, from Gladwell House. He essentially takes all of our ideas collectively and spreads it out, and it's like, let's try this, let's try that.
He's the producer.
Genius.
Is your producer?
Yeah, Nick Prasese from Man Overboard.
Oh man.
Genius. Oh dude, yeah. What a stellar band. Holy crap, bro.
Genius.
He's been our producer for past year and a half.
2
years.
That probably explains, because one of the biggest things I noticed from your earlier releases to now is there's a much tighter, crisper, much more like punchy sound that just fills the speakers a lot more. Whereas like with the original EP, great, super strong sound, but it kind of felt like it was missing some of that dynamic range. And And so that explains, because honestly, these new songs, they just seem to hit just a little harder and
Yeah.
kind of resonate a little more. You know what I mean?
I like
Yeah,
that.
cool.
Just to touch on, I know we're talking about new stuff, but the old stuff was funny because even more so of it being like when the band started, everybody got in a room and we weren't doing the computer thing. We were just like,
No.
you know, someone would say, I have this riff. And then we would be like, all right, we're going to, you know, let's spend 2 days and write a song around it. And I think that the newer stuff is definitely more collaborative, whereas the older stuff was like, even if you listen to the EP, it almost seems like the songs might not belong on the same collection of songs together, but it's just what we did when we got in a room and we
Which
were
can be beneficial too, in a sense.
yeah,
It's got
for
its
sure.
own. It's got
Yeah.
its own.
but
swing
yeah,
and-
we just got in,
Everything's going to have pluses and minuses, right? Every
Sure.
way that you can do it is going to have its goods and bads. So
yeah, we just got in a room and we didn't. I think during the first EP we didn't say no. Oh, you have this idea? All right, we're gonna write a song around it. Oh, you have this idea? We're gonna write a song around it, and that's how that EP came to be.
Right. As
Oh,
to where
yeah.
now we have like outside of the things that we're putting out,
Way
there's
too
still
many
like
songs.
another 15
Yeah.
songs just sitting in our drive.
They're more well thought out, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so why wouldn't you say no?
Because I think that we had gotten into the band, and we just said we want to
Let's
write.
just put stuff out.
Let's just put stuff out. Let's get it done as
Okay.
fast as possible. We are in a band. We're playing music. We just want people to hear our music, whatever it is. It does not matter.
Mhm.
Essentially the same format. It's just I think the only
Now
difference
there's
is
a direction now.
yeah, there's
there's
direction. It's like this is
direction.
what we have. Like, what do you guys think? Yes or no? And then it was more of like a democratic thing. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
will work or no.
I don't think
Eh.
any of us had a studio set up at the time. So it was like
Mm.
the only time we get together once a week to practice, we'll practice 3 or 4 hours. And that was the 3 or 4 hours a week we got to work stuff out. So
Yeah.
in our new format, you know, it can be worked out all week. You know, we
And
can be
separately. Yeah. Like the idea to have he'll do different stuff on Ben's original guitar parts. Yeah, it's
And I think there was a giant blessing in disguise. So like obviously the world getting shut down with COVID, like it was not a
Yeah.
good thing. Like a lot of like
That's
touring
a-
musicians, you
yeah.
couldn't do this or that.
Yeah.
But in that time, being that nobody was allowed to do anything, we wrote a lot of stuff, which just
Mhm.
allowed us to say, okay, this is where we're trying to go. So initially, like Vince was saying, the no factor wasn't a thing. Now, when you get shut down for a year, you have all these things that you could pick apart and say, well, this is now what we want to do. So let's move these songs to the side,
Yeah.
come back to them later and focus on these.
Speaking of which, we have surprises for every single one of you guys watching here and Instagram. We have a lot of shit that are coming up. It's very tight. It's very punchy. We're excited. We're excited to
Heck
show
yeah.
the world what we got for sure.
Dude, that's so sick. So expound on it real quick for me, because with like the new stuff, you know, you said you've got a lot of stuff sitting on drives that's just not, it's not there. Either it won't ever be there or it's just not there yet. Tell me, like, with your decision making process now, what is it that is kind of like, this is going to make the cut? How do you define what's going to make the cut?
All right.
kind of.
So it's funny because we at first we think we know what's gonna come up, and then something else comes up, and we're like, cool. We can kind
We
of
have
tag
ADD
along.
basically.
Yeah. We could tag along a little quicker with this song, even though this we've been working on for however
Like
how
a
long.
year,
2
you
months,
know,
3
yeah.
months.
And then we're like,
year.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
We could think of this shit a little bit quicker. I'm sorry, excuse my French. We could think
No,
of
you're good, dude.
a little quicker, and yeah, we kind of just stick to whatever moves along quicker.
And whatever
Yeah, at
feels
that
more
point.
marketable too, because there's some songs that we have like those earlier songs that got kind of scrapped. I feel like were ones, at least for me personally, like why I would shut them down is I kind of feel like they're like a little too much, and we have more marketable stuff. And he'll come out with like
Yeah.
something that's just such a banger, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, we got.
I think it's like-
this, or he'll come out with a banger, like
Yeah, whatever comes out a
Yeah.
little quicker, and we're like, yo, this feels
if
a
it gels,
little
it feels
more.
natural.
This feels more natural. I got this, and that. I'm like, cool, okay, so let's push that ahead.
Yup.
And I think that's
And
Moral of
there's
the
like
story.
like there's like a lot of, for me personally as well, there's songs that I'll find myself like that I'm forcing. I'm just like, it just doesn't feel natural. It's not like a vibe. Like, I don't know. I can't think of anything. I can think of something, but it's just like I'm not gonna be satisfied with it. So when I hear something immediately, I'm just like, I'm singing a melody in my head like right now. I got a chorus immediately. That is,
which is how it's funny. That's how Lush came to be.
Yeah, that's how Lush came to be.
Dan got back from New Zealand, and we were about to go to the studio with what originally would have been Ever Onward.
Yep.
But I wrote
Oh,
Lush,
okay.
and I said, hey, listen, I said, this is the one that we're going to go with. And Dan goes, what are you talking about? I don't even know what this was. And his first listen, his very first listen, he goes, I got a melody.
And I had the chorus. I had the chorus like the second that's the most natural. That song came together in the most natural.
So I guess like whatever flows
possible.
naturally and whatever like people pick up easier, people meaning us, like whatever just flows a little bit easier. We're just like, cool, let's go with it.
Heck yeah. I mean, because obviously if you resonate with it faster and easier, people who are listening to your music are going to do the same.
For sure.
Right? Like,
for sure, dude. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That makes a lot of sense. And like with the first EP, not being so, focused on more just focused on getting it out there. This time, I'm sure there's like, based on what you guys are talking about, there's much more marketing strategy. There's much more quality strategy. There's much more like cohesion, which sounds like a big factor of what you guys have been talking about, kind of reading between the lines a bit, making sure that they feel like not just a collection of songs, but an actual like grouping of songs that fit together.
I mean, for example, not to cut you off, but there's a song that we went and we actually tracked drums for that we thought that we were going to put out, and everybody has kind of said, hang on, we're going to rewrite this. We're going to
okay.
So professionally tracked drums down with Nick, and we put that on hold just because, again, not everybody all of a sudden was on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to do what's best, right? Like
we had just way better stuff in our catalog at that moment, and it was just made more sense.
Is that song still on the back burner then?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's still there. That's going to be one that's going to be put out. Just needs some TLC.
Yeah. See, I love that because, like, I feel like that's something that I misunderstand at times because I'm always the person who's going to say, perfection is the enemy of done, right? Like you got to get something done. Yeah. But like I like where you guys are coming from because it's not that you're seeking perfection, but you're seeking kind of that it factor, that feeling, right? It's not something you can really quantify.
It's definitely a feeling thing. It's whatever feels best, and we're like, okay, cool. Like I got this more and vocally, instrumentally, everything. If there's something that flows a little better, we're just like, cool, let's go with that one, and you kind of push that ahead. As long as we all agree to something, I feel like it's butter at that point,
Yeah. And how often does it happen where one person's really feeling it, or a few people are feeling it, and the others aren't?
All the time, too many times. But like,
I believe that
breakup, but like it's on
it's
on the border.
That's the downside of having 15 songs to go and pick from, though, where 3 of the guys are going to be like, this is great, and Ben and I will be like, well, this sucks.
For example, there's a song that will never see the light of day from this band, and it's an absolute banger. It's just
me and Dan are in love with it, dude. Like we think it's
banger. It's insane.
Has the potential to be the best song we ever wrote.
Yeah,
great
bold statement, brother.
Digestible. There's everything.
Maybe
hey, eventually you'll release a B-sides and it'll be on there.
I'm actually gonna buy the song off of him and
just release it.
That's
just call it your solo project, man.
I'm not even kidding. I'm in talks.
Yeah, dude, just call it, just do your solo project. Just call your solo project like 3 first names and then release that song and have it be a one and done deal.
And then that's it.
We can sort of play guitar.
And it's co-written by.
Co-written by. And it's it's just totally just off on the side. Just has nothing to do with the band, but you have to get it out there.
Overall, I think we can come to an agreement now, especially like in the beginning, it was a little rough, trying to.
Well, it's building the chemistry.
It's building the chemistry, yeah.
Because Justin and Ben are not the original guitarist.
Okay.
So when they came in, Justin came in first, and then and we're still super tight with the original guitarist. But they came in. Justin brought something new to the band. Ben brought something even newer to the band. It
But
do-
wait, can I cut you off real quick?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
weirdly enough, though, he brought something so new, but it also like it was so weird because essentially in both of them, they were both kind of similar to our previous style. Like they immediately picked
Yeah.
up upon the what we already had going, and it just felt
Yeah.
so natural.
I mean, there's a formula with this band that me personally as a writer that I hear and I try to keep the AKA technicality of it, and the fun factor of all of it. Same thing with him. It's just like the riffs, keeping the I guess the parts that punch, everything.
Well, I think there's
Mhm.
a big like secret benefit that Ben and I had coming in here, and the same goes for Dave and Abs, who are the original guitarists. But
Shout out
the
to them
the
both because
four-
they're geniuses.
the four of us all come from like metal or heavier sided backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all riff oriented. So
Yeah, I heard the Swancore influence in especially in the first EP.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
it's there. You hear it a lot in the first EP. You catch it with some of the leads in Ever
Mhm.
Onward. There's
Yep.
a little hybrid picking that happens in Lush. You hear it in Disconnects and Dialects. There's a bunch of riffs in there. So it was hard to balance at first. But again, like I said, Ben and I coming from that background and Dave and Abs also having that background kind of just made it a little seamless to where
Yeah.
it sounded like a totally new band suddenly.
Mhm.
So
Hopefully.
when you say it was hard to balance, what was it about it that was like that was out of balance when you first joined in?
It's not that it was out of balance. It's just that first EP by the band was very well received for the people that are like close to us and like it spread. If you look at
Yeah,
Chill,
okay.
Chill I think has like
That's our most plays on.
97,000 plays. Something
Mhm.
like that.
That's like
80,000
72K. Yeah.
Is that what it's
Yeah,
72?
yeah,
What
72.
it's up there. That song and whatever happened were kind of like the cornerstones of the sound of the band.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to take bits and pieces from that and like what made that song, why it sounds like it is, how it sounds like it is, and translate that moving forward. But it has to be in mine and Ben's voicing, not prior.
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's what's
I
great.
see what you're saying.
A song that was, that song's 4 years old and is at whatever 70 something thousand, and we have a song that was released a month ago that's
Almost 10,000.
almost 10,000. I mean, I think we're on the right track to grow.
Oh,
As,
absolutely.
As a person who is influenced highly by both Abs and
Yeah,
Dave,
big time.
those guys had a formula, and we like to keep with that formula, but at the same time trying to evolve and trying to grow with.
But it's fun.
Definitely.
It's funny because that formula it wasn't planned.
It wasn't even a
it
formula.
just- it just happened. Like we all got in a
It was
room and that's what came out.
Best
Well,
thing
that's how.
happens naturally. I might.
Yeah, that's what I guess. Like, yeah, I was gonna say that's what goes back to what you guys were talking about. It's what comes naturally. You have to go with what feels right, what that natural feeling. Because, like, the moment that you start, and I now understand what you're saying, like in terms of balance. Because the moment that you start feeling like what you're saying, Dan, is forcing. Whenever you start feeling like you're forcing it,
I hate that.
Yeah,
you've lost the authenticity of what you're making.
Yep.
dude, absolutely. Yeah, The View from Here. When I first heard the band, actually, long story short, these guys.
No,
hit me-
long story long, dude.
We got time to kill.
We
I was in
Yeah.
I was in the
That's the joy of
Caribbean.
the podcast, man.
I was in the Caribbeans, in the islands and shit. I was in a cruise at the time, and they hit me up. They're like, "Hey, you want to try out and this and that?" And yeah, I've known from The View from Here as like this band that's very poppy, Swancore kind of vibe,
Mhm.
Techie, melodic.
techie, melodic, and they were like, "Hey, try out. We have a spot that's open," and I heard it, and there was something unique about the band, and to keep going for that uniqueness, to keep being fun, and just like, I don't, how would I say it? Like,
Well, what you
Just
said,
like-
what you're saying is too. I mean, it is
Fun
unique
and
is the perfect
technical,
word
too.
because
Yeah.
the biggest problem that we've had over the 4 years now is, and it's the inevitable questions always come up, and I'm sure that somewhere in your podcast or whatever, whether you had it scripted or not scripted. Well, who would you compare yourself to? Fuck if I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do at this point. Is just be weird. Let's be funky. Let's just bring something out, and let's be different about it, and that's kind of what we're
Make it
trying to do.
natural.
Yeah, make
All
it
natural.
natural,
Organic.
make it
We're
organic, and
we're
let's
trying to be
make it.
organic produce, basically. Long story short.
A little
Yeah,
bit more
dude.
expensive to see.
But
Yeah.
the view,
I
the view
love
from
that
here,
though.
It's let's try to be unique. Let's try to be different, and let's just try to pump out some shit that just makes people crazy. Like that's
So-
what we're trying to do.
I am curious because this is one of those really tough lines to walk, right? Is the line between feeling like you belong in a genre and feeling like you belong with these other bands
Don't want to be
and
wrong. That's the thing.
and pushing the boundary to be something that doesn't fit. How do you like, because obviously you're talking about what feels natural and stuff, but you guys seem to be very analytical as you're breaking down your songs. You're looking at the marketability, you're looking at the way that the audience is going to take it in and how you feel about it. So it's kind of like you're doing the analytical and the emotional breakdown of this song. But when you're looking at that and you're saying, all right, I think that this style is what we need to do, but it doesn't really fit. How do you balance that between fitting into the genre while not fitting into the genre?
Well, because all right, let me preface this with Mike doesn't listen to a lot of our genre,
Oh, okay.
so I feel like he'll have an interesting response to that.
My response is kind of a weird one to that, because when it comes to like fitting in the genre and not fitting in the genre, I don't care about fitting in the genre. All I care about is, does it sound cool, and is it fun for me to play, and do I think people are going to like it? That's pretty much all we've ever shot for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
So what do you listen to, Mike? What's your music of choice if you're not listening to the genre that you guys are in?
I like recently got back into like the metal genre. Like I grew up listening to a lot of the standard emo bands, Yellow Card, My Chem. I grew into like old hardcore, like Glassjaw and Poison the Well.
Okay.
Mostly nowadays, I just kind of listen like indie rock. Like my favorite band is Tiger's Jaw. Nothing like
dude.
this band, but like this is kind of my separation.
Tiger's
from
Jaw
that.
is
It's
so
like,
cool though, man. I love their garage band sound, man. So cool.
they're the best.
Yeah. Pardon me. I have to go to that.
Yes,
The
use a
little
lube.
boys' room.
Too many
think I'm-
White Claws.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Too
right
many
now.
White Claws, man.
Can't even.
But like just to expand upon that, we do have that. I mean, he mentioned before, what bands do you sound like? I don't know.
You could pick a million.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
that's the thing.
we run into this problem specifically when we're playing shows. I feel like 9 times out of 10 when we're playing a show, we're either the heaviest band on the bill or the lightest band on the bill. Nowhere in between.
Never,
yeah.
never.
We're playing a
Mhm.
show on
The 25th.
the 25th of this month. Every band is like metal. All right, so like we sort of step into
But on the flip side, not to cut you off and continue that in a second,
Yeah.
the following Saturday, we're playing with all pop punk bands,
Yeah.
and we have breakdowns in our songs.
yeah,
So it's just like, where do you go?
which I think is both can both hurt us and is very beneficial. So like people, I listen to a little bit. I feel like most people that listen to, if we want to make a super broad spectrum, alternative rock, right? Whether it be
Yeah.
pop punk, Blink-182 up to August Burns Red and everything in between.
Yep.
There are a lot of people in the crowd that can gel with what we're doing. And I think the benefit of that is we do stand out. Almost every show that we play, we are generally the black sheep.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
It is.
It is cool because like one, we're very comfortable with that. We just want to play what we like to play.
Not only that, but like
Mhm.
we just want to play shows.
Yeah.
Like who can just put us on the bill?
Yeah.
Unless there's some
Yeah,
like
seriously. Especially at this point, it's like, please let us
Yeah.
get back out there, man.
exactly. Unless there's like a reason like somebody can't get off of work, or like we just had a show offered down at the Saint that like I know I can't get off work because My partner is on vacation, so it's only going to be me there. But unless there's something like that, or like somebody falls like deathly ill or whatever, maybe like 99% of the time we're gonna say, yeah, sure, like fuck it, let us know, like what's
Yeah,
up?
dude.
We don't. We've played with acoustic acts. Like
Yeah,
we
like,
did.
we do not care.
Oh, I need to use the
Oh, you
little
too.
boys room.
God, rookies.
So
Man,
I mean,
everyone's a couple White Claws in, and they just can't hold it anymore, man.
No, to be fair, we've been going a while now.
That's awesome.
but yeah.
So I think that's actually a really cool thing, like because lately that's been a lot more common to be kind of genre bending, right?
Yeah.
Like particularly in like the pop punk scene, things are really, really changing a lot lately, which I like. I think it's really fun because like a band like I like, because from what you're talking about, you know, there's bands that I've seen that same thing, right? Like Anberlin was one of those bands for me. Like I always talk about them because they're one of my favorite
Can't
bands.
wait
Yeah.
to see them at that festival.
Oh, dude, they're freaking incredible. I love Anberlin. But like that was them though. Like back in the day when I'd go see them, they were either with metalcore bands or they were with like poppier bands. And I was like, this is kind of strange. Like I saw them like with Scary Kids Scaring Kids, and I don't remember the other bands, but I was like, Anberlin doesn't really fit this genre, but they
Yeah.
do at this exact same time. So I understand where you're coming from, but it was cool for me because I never really stepped out into up until I started this podcast. I never really stepped out into the harder music. Like I think you guys could be compared to a band like Trash Boat or a band like even like Knuckle Puck, because then those are like kind of the two extremes, right? Like Knuckle Puck's the pop punk side of it, and Trash Boat would be the harder side of it. But that's the thing, is you guys don't fit either one of those, but you could fit on the bill of either one of those, which is sick.
Which is what sticks out. I feel like with
And I mean, like, I
benefit,
guess
yeah.
that's like the ultimate, from like a marketing standpoint, which, you know, none of us. Well, I mean, Vince does marketing, but whatever. That's besides the point. That's like almost what you want, to appeal to just the broadest masses possible, to where you could be on a show with a heavy band, or you could be on a show with a light band, and anybody's gonna be like, okay, cool, like I get it, like they were cool, they were good, even though they may have not necessarily been here to see us or Trash Boat or Knuckle Puck or whatever it may be.
Yeah. So real quick, I just had this thought. So with like the band, with your guys' music, you know, with 2 points of comparison, there's not really a pattern, right? With 3, by the 4th, you can kind of determine a pattern, right? Like where things are going or what the plan is.
Mhm.
So with what you guys have released so far being so different from one another, and having such success with this, with Disconnect, right? Like now you're planning for Nostalgia, you said in April, right? April?
Yep.
Yeah.
April 29th.
Awesome.
Yep.
So April 29th, you've got that one coming out. And based on how those songs do, like I'm assuming you have quite a few others that are already ready, for pretty close to ready. But with how those go, does that impact your writing at all? Like seeing, okay, Disconnect did really, really well, and it's a much heavier
Tell
song.
them the
Does
nostalgia,
that
the whole
impact stuff?
So
cut down of nostalgia.
okay, so yeah, I mean it's weird. So to kind of broaden this for a second, so you have Ever Onward, which was, you know, more pop punk. Disconnect, which is very riffy. Nostalgia, real quick, has 2 versions of the song. There is a long version of the song, and then there is a radio edit version of the song to play into what
sick.
their pattern, you know, just because it's going to catch the listener's attention right away.
Yeah.
Moving forward, the one you're going to have after Nostalgia is going to be similar to Disconnects, where it's going to be riffy and heavy again. And then the song after that falls back into the pattern of Ever Onward, Nostalgia. And what the working title is, Savages, will have that kind of feel. So you get this almost rotation of a pattern to where it's light, heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy.
Yeah. We try to get a mix of both. And at that point, I don't think we have a direction. It's just like what sticks, what's going to be fun. And I think in general, at some point, something's going to stick. If people, let's just say, like one thing or another, it will maybe gravitate towards that. But at the end of the day, it's like what's cool, what's fun, and we're just writing to write
Yeah.
at this point. Like
It's
there
for
is
you.
there is a marketing aspect to it, but
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
gotta enjoy. We gotta enjoy what we're
we're just
making.
enjoying what we're
Yeah,
making.
like-
We're like, all right, cool. This worked, this didn't. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Let's keep going, and whatever. At that point, it's just like a
Yeah.
back and forth situation. But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's just
like above and
cool.
beyond
It-
anything else. And I think Circus Survive said this the best. I watched another long documentaries on after they put out what was
the amulet.
no, not the amulet, the one right before that.
Oh,
Not
the one
Violent
with the-
Waves
Oh, not
either.
Violent
The one in
Waves.
between, whatever. There was
One
a
with the
long
hot air balloon on it.
No. But Anthony Green, I think, said it the best, and this will apply to literally any band you ever listen to. As soon as you stop making music for yourself, you lost.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're going to at this point. Like it's just like what's fun. Oh, cool. Like the other day, it was for what do we call it? Punky. We have a song called Punky, and he was just like, dude, send it to me. Like this is fucking sick. And we're like, okay, cool. Like this is actually very easy to write. And this is a song that's gonna come out way in the future.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's cool, it's fun, and we're just gonna at some point we're gonna release it. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's
yeah. that's
see, I
what
think that's just honestly like the dream, in my opinion. Because like when you're not tied to anything, you know, you're like Pinocchio, right? No more strings. Like it's
Yeah.
you're able to do whatever you want. So if a song is fun and you enjoy it, it's in my mind, it seems like it'd be very freeing to say, well, regardless of how this does, I love it. We're gonna put it out there.
yeah.
100%.
We have strings within ourselves, but that string before it comes out to the public, we're like, this feels a little better
Yep.
than the other one.
Well,
And
yeah,
And then we'll go within each other. We're like, which one pulls our strings in a positive way? Like
Yeah.
which one
Yeah.
feels better?
And
And
the best thing about doing something like that, like obviously looking big picture, you start a band to have fun, but number two, if you're going to take it seriously, like you want to make it, and you want to make a career out of it, so on and so forth. But the way that we're approaching this is, let's say if the label were to go and pick us up, we don't fall into the pop punk thing or the metal thing or whatever it may be. You're going to get a mesh of like all these fucking wacky songs that work together because that's what we've been doing, and people
Mhm.
have become attached to nonsense.
Yeah,
in
the
a- in a
weirdness.
way. Yeah, a weirdness.
yeah,
at
you
first,
know,
at
yeah.
first,
You're not
we-
going to get an album like you do with State Champs, where it's like every song is a pop punk song, or
I w-
Offspring's right.
Yeah.
every song's a metal
I want to
song.
be the Led Zeppelin of this genre. You
And
know?
I'm-
I want
Yeah.
a bunch of
Dude.
bunch of different.
I'm gonna be
sounds.
the weird one. I was very at first, like I was very not negative, but the very first release, I was very like, I don't know if this will hit. And then it wasn't until we played what bar? What was it?
Oh,
Northside Lounge.
Northside Lounge.
Northside Lounge.
And then everyone was singing the lyrics, and I was like, everyone knows this song. Cool, like everyone knows this shit, and everyone's singing it. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's something that-
Because I
that's-
walked in
that's-
at first,
that's
and
one
I
of
was
those
like,
awards
there's no
where-
way that people are gonna like Swell. Or what
We
Ever
called it
Onward.
Swell.
we
Ever
called it
Onward.
Swell, Ever Onward. And I was like, there's no way people are actually singing this shit. And it caught on. And I don't know, at this point, we're like, okay, cool. Like we see that there's something going here. Like let's
Mhm.
keep going. Be creative. Let's just whatever. And because that's how it
Yeah, the
started.
band-
And-
Throw shit at the wall. and
The-
see
yeah,
what-
the
see what
band-
sticks.
see what sticks. As long as we're all in agreement, I
Yeah.
gotta say we all agree.
Yep.
If we're all in agreement, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's fucking
It'd
put
be
it
that,
out.
dude.
And that's
Dude, I love
Yeah.
that. That's the best attitude in the world because
Oh, man.
like I mean I like that's kind of with like my time on on doing a podcast. I've thought, you know, man, I should probably be more structured and do what like normal people do and have all these questions planned. And I was just like,
Hell
that
no.
ruins it for me. That's not
Yeah.
me. That's not who I am. I'm
One of the best
and it just is like this right here is what I want. And so I got to that point too where I was like, this feels natural. This is what I love. And honestly, like I'm pretty stoked to say that all the bands I've talked to, they seem to love it too. So I'm like, hey, that's all that matters to me.
And you got to talk to our manager Derek a little bit because obviously he's the one that made this connection, and we're super lucky because he kind of feels the same way. We're like, this is what we have, and he's like, sounds different, but stoked on it.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, it sounds
That's
good though.
so
So
cool,
let's get
man.
it done.
yeah, so like he's very
Dude, I love
supportive in that sense where he's like, listen, dude, dude's like, I don't care what you do, but like do it well. And we're like, all right, like that's what we need. I feel like
Mhm.
if we got, your standard run of the mill management or label, they'd be like, this is kind of where you fit. And it's like, that's not really what we're doing. You trying to cuddle up?
Yeah.
That's not what we like. We're trying to do our own thing. And like, yeah, maybe down the line, we might kind of funnel it down to a certain thing. But for now,
As
it's
of
just,
right now, we're having fun.
we're just having fun.
Yeah.
We're writing what feels good, and it feels good.
Yeah. So this is hypothetical, obviously.
Mhm.
What would it take, or what would be the catalyst that makes you say, all right, we're gonna hone this thing in and funnel into this one sound, this one
Money.
style.
Making a career out of it. Like
Yeah.
until somebody's gonna say, hey, listen, here's a contract where you're all gonna get paid X amount a year, whatever, that everybody can live on, but you need to sound like this. Okay. If somebody wants to contract us and pick us up and say, hey, listen, we're going to put you on national action. You're going to tour and this and that, whatever it may be.
And that is
Just
a
keep
very,
doing what you're doing.
that's
Like, by all means, fire away. We'll still do what we do now.
AKA a very far-fetched to dream.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. That's like to the point where you're like, Drake status, where somebody's going to pay you hundreds of thousands
No.
to say,
But
do
in,
this.
in reality,
So
we're
now-
just trying to, we're just, yeah. In reality, we're going to have fun. We're going to keep doing our ideas. And if people pick it up and people are having fun with it, fuck it. We're going to go with the direction of people that are having fun with it. And at the same time,
Absolutely.
where we're having fun with it. And
But
that's
I
just,
do
that's
think
just it.
we've had, because obviously, we all have careers. We've had the discussion, that exact question. What is it going to take? And I think we kind of all came to if we can make the bare minimum that it takes for us to continue our lives in the way that they are, but we can
Mhm.
make music instead of walking into our jobs every day, even if it means we're taking pay cuts. That's what it is, man. Like if
Yeah.
if I can pay the bills but
It's for
play
fun.
music for a living,
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
all day.
I'll take a huge pay cut and just be able to sit in a
I
studio
think that's
every day.
everyone's reality at that point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
long story short, we're writing and we're doing, and whatever is fun and whatever stakes, that's what we're doing at this point.
I love it, man.
Yeah, and
I freaking love that. And honestly, the coolest thing is that it's so genuine. Like if anyone listening is genuinely just like, now when they listen, like because this is one of my favorite things is when I get to hear one of my favorite things to listen to is like the commentary of an album that I love, right? Like I bought the special edition of the Blink-182 self-titled album, and I got to hear the commentary of like the writing and like the behind the scenes and how they did the drum, like how they made the sound for the drums. They literally put like a microphone on a turntable to do that sound for which I can't remember which drums part it was, but anyway, like things like that. I was just like, and then you get to hear the band, like their thought process behind songs. I was like, man, this just makes the music that much more enjoyable.
Yo,
and so now,
send
like,
us the link for that, because me and this guy are
Yeah.
huge Blink-182 fans.
Yeah.
So
oh, dude, yeah, it's incredible because it's a full commentary, and I was just like all the cool stories. I was just blown away. But yeah, like the thing for me is like now I was already stoked based on the most recent songs, like what you guys have already put out. I'm a huge fan, but like now I'm even more stoked because of the genuine excitement you guys have for what's coming. It's palpable. It's something that like hopefully everyone listening is like just as stoked as I am about what the future holds. Cause like that to me with how you guys responded, like it makes the music much more kind of relatable and much more fun as a listener. And so, yeah, I'm definitely pumped. That's super cool, man.
and we're super pumped for what's coming, man. Like we have a lot, especially I mean, like we said, nostalgia's the baby, it's our little baby, and we have a ton in store for that. But like every
After that too.
after that,
too,
it gets,
man, every
it gets very
song-
powerful.
every song that we've been working on feels a little bit better than last. Like we're making up 5%,
So cool.
10% on each song. And even though that he joined the band right before COVID, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
So like he joined the
6-7
band,
months
Yeah.
prior.
yeah, and then it was like, okay, the world shut down, so like we didn't even have the chance, because I do believe that playing shows, even though like obviously you need to write together, playing shows also builds that chemistry. We didn't get that.
Oh,
We
I
got
bet.
stuck in
I
a
think we
room.
played like one show with Ben, and that was it.
Yeah,
Maybe two.
two, yeah. And
Oh,
so we got stuck in a room, and it was like, all right, all you get to do is write music together. And it's like, obviously that's great, but now that things are starting to become normal or whatever,
We see a fan base.
we're
That's
seeing
that's
fan base.
that's what I'm personally joining this band as a newcomer, essentially. There's a huge fan base out there. They love us, they hear us, and they're supportive. And
heck yeah, dude.
shit, man, I've never been happier to be in a band like this. I would call it a family at this point.
That's so cool.
Especially because we
and-
live together.
Yeah.
I mean that adds to it, an extra element.
But yeah, man, I've never been more positive in my life, dude. To be in a unit like this, everybody that's listening, we're going to be producing some crazy shit, and
So cool.
I'm stoked. I hope everyone's stoked at some point. Like
Oh, I'm stoked.
we're going to be
I feel like this is
crazy shit.
I feel like this is like, like I don't know if you guys have ever watched WWE. I haven't really watched it a lot, but those epic moments where they're in the middle of the ring.
We're gonna take
What's coming next? I'm gonna blow your effing minds.
nothing.
Dude, that's so cool, man. I'm so stoked. Like I said, I'm huge fan of what you guys are making. But real quick, as like a way to tie things together, I always love to end my podcast with totally random, nothing to do with music questions. Do you guys still have a few minutes?
Let's go for it, dude.
All right. So this first question comes from the fact that I eat way too much candy. So I assume other people probably do too. So the first one is, what's your favorite candy?
We'll start from Mike and work our way this way.
I don't think I have one. I don't really.
Hey, let's hear the
Yo,
question first.
Wait,
Let's hear the
hang
question
on,
first.
let's read.
Reese's.
Can you broaden
It's
that
not
to like?
Reese's, you're
hang on,
wrong.
chill. Can you broaden that to like your favorite sweet tooth thing?
Yeah. Favorite dessert, candy, something sweet that you enjoyed, something that, because you're right. Some people aren't big into candy, but like, for example, like I said, I picked up Taco Bell, but I also picked up a crumble cookie, which is, I don't know if you've ever had one of those. Those are stellar.
What do you got for us, Mike?
My biggest sweet tooth thing is vegan red velvet cupcakes. Easy.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Red velvet's great, man.
It's the only time I eat chocolate.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna have
awesome,
to
dude.
go with the okay. So now my answer changed from Reese's, because if we were talking candy, Reese's. But I love a cinnamon roll. I love a cinnamon.
Dude, that's what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
dude.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing ever. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's probably because
Okay.
our birthdays are a day apart. So
Yeah.
Probably like
We were born in the same hospital a
A
day
day apart.
apart,
No way.
and we didn't meet till we were 15.
Yeah.
Something like that. And now he's the
Dude.
best. Now,
Now
he's
he's his best
he's my
man.
best man.
That's so cool, man. So
Um,
real quick, cinnamon rolls or just sweet rolls in general?
No, like a Cinnabon.
Cinnabon,
Like
yeah.
a Cinnabon.
Nice.
Cinnabon roll.
Okay,
Wow, I
okay.
didn't even know that you felt
Like-
funny, dude. That's like something
Uh,
I can always have.
I love it,
That's
dude.
That's just something.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, dude,
if
my
we're going
wife
candy
makes-
Twizzlers,
The reason I was asking. Oh, go on, sorry.
Twizzlers? Are you a fucking animal, bro? Get out of here.
if we're going candy,
Hey. Twizzlers are fantastic, bro.
Bro, I hate
I love
liquor.
Twizzlers.
Ugh.
I like the full apart cherry ones. He doesn't like
No.
those ones. See, that's where we differ on the
Now you
candy
bite the
things.
ends off
All
and
right.
use it as a straw for
Twi-
your drink.
Twizzlers or Cinnabon?
Oh my god! All right, so I got a multi-part answer to this. So I'm not gonna say Reese's because that's overplayed. So two
'Cause it's
biggest.
the best.
Well, no, Reese's is an OG that's still manufactured. Okay. Cheesecake is number one. I can always cook a cheesecake. Or
Okay.
you remember this one? My favorite candy next to Reese's was a Kazoozle.
Wow.
What is that?
You never Kazoozle?
Wow, you were dating yourself.
Yeah, I know,
Bro,
bro.
what the
Which
fuck?
one's the Kazoozle? I recognize the name.
Bamboozle.
Oh my
It was
god,
like a pull apart,
dude.
like I don't even know how to describe. It was like it wasn't Laffy Taffy.
Oh,
or
I
like,
think I know what you mean. It was a big ass thing.
it was almost you remember Nerds Rope?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
I think I do know
Oh,
what that is.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
When was the last time you heard of
Zoozle.
Like
I'm literally looking this up right now, dude. Like
Zoozles were
images.
crack, bro.
So
Oh yeah, like Sweet Tart makes like new Sweet Tart straws or Sweet Tart ropes
Yeah, no,
that are
but
very
those are
similar to
OG.
these.
Were they sour?
Sweet and sour, like at the same time, bro.
Oh
I'm gonna-
yeah, dude, I know. I already know.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it is. That's great.
Yeah, dude. The
favorite
Wonka, dude, Wonka candies are just so good, man. But yeah, they
Jeez.
rebranded
Well,
Kazoozles
it's
to be
like a
Sweet
rope.
Tart now.
Sweet Tart,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What do you got, Ben?
favorite sweets. Personally, tiramisu is my shit,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, nice, dude.
Nothing will top tiramisu, but on top of that, dude, cake pops from Starbucks, dude.
Cake-
I am the
Oh,
most general
crazy.
white bitch you'll ever
That's
meet in
that's
your
just
life.
delicious.
I've never had one, to be fair. I've never had
Dude,
one.
cake
From
pops.
Starbucks, you've had it?
Yeah,
Dude,
they're
cake pops.
Dude, cake pops are so good, bro.
Oh my
Calm down,
god,
bro.
you can't
Let's
go
go
wrong
get
with
one.
that shit, dude.
And probably still
Dude, yeah, my
Yeah.
wife and I, we were scarred for a while because for our wedding we made cake pops and like
Woo!
Oreo buns and stuff for our wedding as like the desserts, and we made them. And I was like, we got burned out on them, but then I was like, dude, I can't stop eating these for that long. So I went back. to it.
Yeah.
Cake pops are the shit, man.
All right, guys. Next question here. This one, it's hard sometimes to come up with your number one answer. So if you want to do your top three, that's cool too. So, favorite movie?
Ooh.
Oh, I already know my number one right away. Inglorious Bastards.
Oh,
Oh, nice, dude.
Tarantino, bro.
That's a good one. It's
Every
up there.
Quentin
That's in my
top.
Tarantino movie is fucking incredible.
All right, my
That guy who played the German was insane.
Insane.
What a stellar actor.
Christopher Waltz.
Yeah, dude. What a
Uh,
stellar actor. Holy
No,
crap.
Dude, so good in everything.
and for me personally, the Truman Show. In
Nice.
in
That's
a
a good
sense, not to get political or anything like that, but the Truman Show. It is a very
So good.
deep. It's a very deep movie, and there's a lot that revolves with. I mean, I'm a conspiracist, I guess you want to call it that, but there's a lot that goes on in that movie, and you're just kind of like, huh, what the actual fuck? So,
Particularly nowadays, right? When
Yeah,
you start looking at it in the
absolutely,
lens of modern day, you're like, oh crap.
that is one of my favorite movies.
All right, so I'm more of a show person than a movie person. So I'm gonna
Okay,
do,
I'll accept your shows. That's cool. I'm
I'm
down
gonna
for
do
that.
3 answers. My favorite show of all time is Lost.
Okay.
Follow-
4,
follow-
8, 15, 16, 20.
yeah.
yeah.
Followed by The Sopranos, and then
Sick.
to throw a movie in there, my favorite movie is probably Donnie Darko.
Oh,
that's
no,
a good
dang.
one. That's a good one.
Nice,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's just it's weird, and I'm all about.
I mean, y'all are in Jersey though, so it's kind of unwritten, right? Like, isn't Donnie Darko? Isn't that the one with Johnny Depp? Like the
Yeah, that's
no,
right. That's
no,
a right
that's
passage.
Donnie Darko's with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake
Yep.
Gyllenhaal.
Yep,
Ed-
yep,
oh,
yep.
that's
Ed-
okay. Yeah, Donnie
yeah,
Darko. That one's the really creepy one, right? Like the
Yeah,
messed
yeah,
up one.
with the
Okay.
rabbit dude. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking of a different one. I was thinking of that mobster movie.
No, but The Sopranos is.
That is. Yep, absolutely.
What do you got?
All right, so movies is always so hard to think of. So I'm gonna do his format. I'm gonna do 2 shows and a movie. So,
I'm
It's
down, dude.
crazy.
Let's do it.
but the last season that I saw, the last season of Better Call Saul so far was just some of the most amazing TV I've ever seen.
I
And
heard that show started out really poorly.
really
I had never
slow.
watched it.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
saw the
different-
first season.
It was like a comedy noir at first, and I liked it. I enjoyed it because it was a different style. People were expecting Breaking Bad, but the first 2 seasons are not. It's a different genre of show. And then
Okay.
you start to progress by season 3 into a Breaking Bad-esque style, and season
Cool.
5 was insane. It was, I think
Nice,
whatever
dude.
they come out with next could pivot if it's better than Breaking Bad. in
I
my
would
opinion.
agree.
Dang.
You're
Dang.
caught up?
No, I'm not. but
Oh my
even
god!
but
you're
based
not-
on what I
you
saw,
don't
it's
even know. Oh my god! If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah.
Heck
so
yeah, dude.
Second, let's see. I already said Breaking Bad, so I'll put them head on head.
All right, I like that.
Second show though, it's really
It's
tough.
really
It's
good
so
one.
tough because there's so I want to say The Sopranos too, but that's just like
It's one of the greatest shows ever made, man.
Hey, that's not considered a cop out. That's like saying Reese's for favorite candy, right?
Yeah,
It's just like
yeah.
one of those ones
I'm
that
just the basic. I'm just
you're
the basic.
justified in saying it, right? So
And so I also love Inglourious Bastards and Quentin Tarantino. So my my favorite movie is kind of like a tie. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but that's not because of the movies, it's because of the universe. The movies are not my favorite movies of all time, but the universe is my favorite thing of all time.
dude, I'm obsessed with Star Wars, bro.
I can live in basically there, you know. That's
You
how
watched,
it's a
you watched
lifestyle.
the final episode of Boba Fett yet?
Oh, It's great. Oh no, not today. No, I have to watch that tonight.
Oh, dude, I watched it today. I stayed home from work because my son was sick, so
Oh, no.
I watched it. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that last episode was phenomenal. The one before it,
dude.
It was-
That I think that episode's still better in my mind just because
Okay.
of the tugging on the heartstrings and all the
Yep.
it was so good, dude. But the last episode, it was stellar. So you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that tonight. Yeah, but I'm gonna go for my favorite movie is probably a tie between Pulp Fiction and I love Shutter Island. I thought that
Ooh,
I
dude.
love that.
a great.
I love
movie.
that way. Actually, it came out around the same time as Inception, and I liked Shutter Island like way more. Like
Oh, I like
exponentially.
Shutter Island is
Yeah,
way
I'm
more
not-
Yeah.
messes with your head way more. That's
I think
probably
so,
why.
too. In a
Island,
cooler
yes.
way
Yes.
too. In a
Dude,
cooler
yeah, because Inception's like it tries to trick you and tries to make you think
Yeah.
hard, but Shutter Island is like
They're
it
subtle
freaks
about it.
you
You don't
out
know
with
they're
how
fucking with you
Right.
until
All of a
the
sudden, you
end.
get to the end and you're like,
It's like-
"What the hell just happened?"
yeah, it
Inception
just
is
blows your
so
entire
fun.
mind. Yeah, Inception, it's from the beginning, you know it's
They
gonna
tell
be kind of
you know you're
trippy.
getting fucked with.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, dude. Shutter Island was that was an intense movie. I remember freaking out. I was like, what the heck just happened?
When you find out he's like 85 years old. You're like, "Oh, come again now?"
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
exactly, dude. Oh,
He's
such a
like an
good
older
one.
man. He's been there the whole time. Like,
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was the warrior. He was in
right?
the war.
It's
Yeah.
just correct. I thought that he
Yeah.
was like older or whatever.
No,
He
no,
was
no,
just-
no. That was Benjamin Button.
No, I never saw Benjamin Button.
That's the
Never
Benjamin
saw
Button.
it.
shit. No, he was not old.
Uh,
No,
oh,
he was,
Yeah, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it,
No,
20
spoiler
years ago,
alert.
15 years ago.
disclaimer.
Listen, that movie's like 10 years old. Like, we're in the clear.
Yeah, it's been long enough. Yeah, you know.
What do you got, Mike?
Probably my. See, I'm torn. Part of me wants to say Star Wars because I fucking love Star Wars. Part of me wants to say like an indie flick like Garden State or 500 Days
Oh,
of Summer.
Garden State's so good.
Dude, you are like, dude. I mean, you have to include Eternal Sunshine in that indie
Oh,
flick.
that's a
report.
great
so
movie.
good.
That's a great movie. I saw it recently.
Best Jim Carrey movie.
But I'm really gonna throw it. My favorite movie that I can always watch that always holds a special place in my heart is Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. That's a Studio Ghibli film.
Yeah,
One of
yeah,
my
I've seen that
first
one.
like intros to anime. when I
Ronnie
was,
is
like,
Yeah,
huge.
that was
years
one of my
old.
first anime movies I've seen. Yeah.
I got
That's
Ronnie
funny, man,
Fowler.
because like I had an interview last week, and that was the first time I'd ever heard of Studio Ghibli, and now I know two times in a row people have mentioned it, so that's kind of cool.
There you go.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I'm not a huge anime guy, but I mean Dragon Ball Z is one of the greatest
Oh,
cartoons of all time. Well, animes of all time. Like I just
Yeah, watch all of Super.
Me
If you
too.
haven't
It's on
watched-
Hulu. I
Have
started.
you watched Super? It's great.
watch
I was
what?
resisting it at first. Dragon Ball
Super.
Super.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. No.
Oh, you
Dude,
should.
It's
I
on,
did
it's
watch
on
the-
Hulu. It's done properly.
Yeah, dub. Yeah, you need the English.
Oh,
See, that's
sick.
the anime. I'll say English.
Yeah, dude, because
Superior.
Goku's voice is Goku's voice.
Yeah.
It's not the old lady.
It's
Okay.
not over there. But respect
Because
to her.
that's
She's
typically my problem is I'm not a huge subs guy, right? Like I'm a dubs guy.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Go for the Dragon Ball
I'd
Super.
rather hear it than read it the whole time.
Hear
but
those
If
voices.
you're that kind of person, anime is typically not your strong suit in terms of shows and movies. So
No, but I
that's
do-
cool, man. I'm gonna check that one out. Dragon Ball Super. I'm gonna watch that. I did watch though. Did y'all see the Star Wars animes they did on
Yeah,
Disney Plus? Those were
it's-
pretty
yeah,
cool.
I watched a couple of those. Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Some of them were really bizarre, but
not my jam. But
all right.
can see.
Some of them were better than I mean, a lot of them were better than like one of them. There were like 2 really good ones in my opinion.
Yeah, there was a couple. Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 that I really enjoyed. The others were kind of like meh.
But then
But
again,
yeah.
they put out newer ones, and I didn't see that, so I can't even judge them. But
Okay.
I'm a stickler when it comes to Star Wars. That's the thing.
Wait, so you said the universe? Do you like read the books and stuff too?
So I was big on the expanded universe. I had every single game thoroughly played. Knights of the Old Republic. Went in
Dude,
depth.
I'm so stoked.
I know which species lives where. I
remake?
know what language they speak. I know, like, it just.
I am.
I know
Yeah,
a
the remake. That's what I was gonna say. I'm so stoked for the remake, man.
Remake is
Oh,
wild. I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for that either. I started playing it again, actually.
dude, such
Great game.
I agree though that the universe of Star Wars is way cooler than the
the movie.
Skywalker saga.
Yep, way cooler.
Like-
And that's why I was so disappointed with the sequels, because it's just like, and first of all, I think the expanded universe had a better sequel than the sequels, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, I my favorite character in Star Wars is like a character most people don't know. It's Thrawn. That's my favorite
I love
character. in
that.
Star
Yeah,
Wars.
well, he's in Rebels.
Yeah, but like even then, most people don't really know who Thrawn is.
Yeah,
They just
no,
kind of
yeah.
see this like really
Yep.
smart, kind of like odd guy. But I'm like, dude, no, Thrawn is like dope AF. He could have brought down the Empire. Like
Oh,
that
for
dude was so yeah.
sure.
Anyway,
I love the.
yeah, I'll stop nerding out.
To cut myself off.
All right, last one here for you guys. This is first and foremost, obviously, thank you guys again.
Dude, thank you.
absolute pleasure. It's been fantastic. So, last question: favorite non-music related hobby? Favorite thing to do that has nothing to do with music?
Oh man.
Video games.
Yeah, probably video game.
Video games. I
The
think I think
four of
we're
us,
all-
with the exception of Michael, all play video games.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, what games do you guys play? Do you play together? Or do you just play
I
separately?
play games that make me hate my
COD, we'll
life.
play Apex.
Halo at the moment? That's a
I love Red
huge
Dead,
one.
too.
Halo Infinite is
Overwatch, Halo.
Ballin'.
I'm replaying God of War, the new
Hearthstone.
one, for like the 5th time.
Call of Duty is the one
Nice.
that brings us back, and for me personally, Skyrim, dude.
Yeah,
I will
Skyrim.
spend hours on
So
Skyrim.
many
all the
hours
Star Wars games, like I said, like
yeah,
Actually,
dude.
so Dying Light 2 just came out recently.
I need to
I've
get.
been
Yeah, I'm not a
spending
big
hours.
zombie
I never-
person on
Dude, it
things,
has the dude. Dying
heard
Light
it's
2.
That one,
it's
Dying Light 1 was way more than just a zombie game. I loved
only
Dying
That's
Light.
the
zombie
thing,
game that
dude.
I liked, whatever, was The Last of Us. The Last
But
of Us
you
1
have-
and 2, incredible.
Dude.
If you
games.
like The Last of Us, you have
Dying
to try
Light's
Dying
better,
Light,
dude.
dude.
That- I
You'll
refuse
like
to
Dying
hate
Light. Like
No,
that
Dying Light
first
is one of
person-
those
It's
games.
better,
dude.
you
It's
know,
one of those
you
games.
know.
It's one of those games.
that first person in Dying Light just makes it so much cooler.
Yeah,
Having that
Dying
first-person
Light. Dying
perspective.
Light is just like you're
you
in
played
it.
all of
You're
them,
in a
yeah?
zombie apocalypse. What can you do to survive?
Yeah.
And they had a totally different aspect of it. It's like nighttime. Every zombie that isn't under sunlight becomes more powerful. So
Yep.
you, as a survivor, cannot be out in a night. So it just
Yeah,
makes it more scarier. It makes it more
Well-
strategic. You have to be careful. Dying Light is a very solid game, dude. I love
Yeah,
it.
one of the things I was stoked about with Dying Light 2 is the co-op nature of it. Have
Oh
you
my
played
God,
co-op
it's
yet?
So
How many
good,
people?
Yeah.
How many people can you stack with co-op?
4, I think. 4.
Four. It's up to 4-player co-op,
And it's a
which
very solid
sounds
game.
freaking incredible to me because
cosplay.
one of my
No,
like
No, it's not.
But I'll download on Xbox.
I'm
if you
just.
want.
I'm waiting
Alright.
for. I'm waiting for Elden Ring,
Alright.
and then that's it. I don't
oh
care.
dude, yeah, one of my best friends, he keeps talking about that. He's like,
Yeah,
dude,
I'm,
I'm so
I'm gonna, I'm
I
gonna
don't
play
know.
that game and get so
Yes.
pissed off at it for hours and like not.
You know what I can't wait for? Starfield. It's the
Starfield
it's
is also
Bethesda's
gonna be
newest
super sick.
title. Oh my god, I can't wait. for
Which
that.
one's
Yeah,
that one?
Beyond video games.
It's gonna be.
It's like a space Skyrim.
yeah, Skyrim
Yeah.
in space.
Oh, that's the one
Yeah,
made by Bethesda, right?
Uh huh.
Okay.
Yep, coming out late 2022 October.
Yeah, that one's gonna be cool, man. That one's gonna be cool.
Besides that, having video games as their life is fucking having a girlfriend. That is another.
That's my hobby.
Trying
dude.
to,
That's
dude.
my hobby. But other than, I guess I'm the only one that has a different hobby. I like cars and motorcycles, man.
Sick, dude.
That's
Do you build? Do you just ride? What do you do?
oh no, I don't. I'm not smart enough to build. I mean, I'll do my own work on my I'll install parts on my car, but that's about as technical as I get.
Yeah. My I've learned a lot about the building process because my barber, he he builds motorcycles from scratch. He gets a bunch of parts and creates like these really cool Harleys that are just like pieced together. I don't remember what he called it, but I was like, dude, and he ends up selling them. He builds and sells, and he just gets new ones every so often. It's fun because in his shop, he's got all the pieces out that he's been building when people aren't in there getting their haircuts. So yeah, that's cool, man.
That's way beyond my my intellect.
But that's cool. What's your favorite then? Like, what's your vehicle? Like, if you could get that car, that one that
I'm hoping that after I sell my car, I can get a Porsche 718.
Woo,
that's
sick.
That's the goal. And then beyond cars and motorcycles, I'm starting to get into like videography a little bit.
Dope,
so
dude.
I would like to get a new camera and try to learn. I'd like to make music videos for people, man. That'd be
so dope. I mean, that's one of those cool positions that you're in, right? Being in a band, like you understand kind of what the vision can be for a music video, and that's cool, man.
No doubt.
I don't think Mike answered at all, though. I don't think he even said any hobbies.
Well, I don't video game much.
No, he does not.
Music's probably my biggest hobby. I would probably say outside of that, writing. I write every day.
That's
I got
awesome.
super into it when I was younger. I got published a couple times, and now
Nice, dude.
it's just for me. It's just something like I write. I filled up through the 3-month lockdown like 10 composition notebooks, just writing my thoughts down.
That's so cool, man. That's so healthy for you mentally too, I'll bet.
That's really why I started it, just to get in a good headspace. I don't like to tell everyone everything, so I write it down.
Yeah, dude, that's incredible, man. That takes so much dedication because I try. I don't actively do it very well. I try to do a gratitude, right? Like 3 things I'm grateful for from the day. Even that is like so hard. It takes to write 3 things. It takes maybe a couple minutes, but even just training myself to actually sit down, write them down, and think critically through the day. That's tough, man. That's a lot of work.
I did it for a while, and like you're just kind of always thinking about it. It's just like music; you're always thinking of something.
Yeah.
And there were times where I'm like, I'm grateful for that joke that got made today.
Yeah.
Like something.
Yeah,
dumb.
dude. And you end up seeing like so many things that you wouldn't have paid attention to before, right? And it's like, that's awesome. Well, man, you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you again for your time. You could always, prior to April 29th, hook a guy up. He won't. This individual who won't be named won't share the song. He'll just listen to it a lot, right? Just throwing that out there. Just
Maybe like the week before.
Yeah, we'll give you that like pre-release.
Give you that little sneaky link.
Put your in this little private chat that I'm seeing to the right. Just like send us your info and we'll see what we can make happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I'm asking. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Hey, man, I'm serious, dude. I love what you guys are doing, man, and I'm huge fan. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure, and best of luck. I hope this year brings some really cool opportunities for you guys.
That's the goal, man. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, guys, have a great evening.
Dude,
you too.
Hey, take care, right?
Blast.
All right, peace out. Man, cool. Awesome. If you haven't yet, go listen to The View from Here. Cool music, cool dudes. Huge shout out to them for joining me on the podcast today. Huge shout out to you for listening. We'll catch you next time. Deuces.